Hi there, this is Darren at Treasure Life Family Farms, and today we are doing lots of farm projects here. We got a crew behind me planting blueberries with some landscaping fabric. We got a crew in the hoop house, although they're on a break right now, are putting down fabric in there so we can start planting there soon. I'm going to mount the electrical box on here. It's just a air conditioner shut off, and then I've got my input and my wire over to the hoop house. We don't actually need electricity here right now, so this is more of a connector thing, and being an air conditioner shut off, it will have the ability to do an emergency shut off if we need to. So that's some of the things. We already did a whole bunch of chicken stuff today, and I'm trying to think what else. So anyways, we'll keep you up to date as we make some progress on things. And so this is pretty much it for this panel. It's got a protector shield thing here. This goes in like that. Blade power pole shut off. We're now live, except for we're not live because it's not hooked up in the house yet. You don't want to padlock this probably, because if you need to shut off, you need to shut off. You need to be able to get into there to do that. So we're set out here. And now the next thing is to follow this into the hoop house. And then put the outlets and the power in there. I just noticed I'm leaking a little water here, so I've got to shut that off and do better, do more. Okay, so there's that. All right, well, the next thing we'll do is we'll be working in the hoop house on the power. Thanks for watching. We'll be right over there. All right, here's a look inside the hoop house now. I had a little growth in the corners, which I expect will die, being covered this much. And then we've got 4-foot landscape fabric. We're only gonna go 30 feet wide, so with 4-footers, that gives you a couple feet extra when you're done. So we overlap 4 or 5 inches. It works out. So this puts us pretty well set up for, I think we got nine basic runs in here, is the plan or the idea. Yeah, it's looking good. All right, I just showed you my leak that I have outside. I need to fix that still, but here's what happens is the power comes into, the water comes in here. This is the main shutoff. I think I mentioned it before, when this is not in service because it's too early or too late in the season, subject to freeze, then we can hook a garden hose to this here and power this thing up from there. Now, right now, this has never been powered up. This has been off, or there was no water or something. So this is our first try. Well, let me talk to what's supposed to happen here. This is for draining it, so it can allow air in the system when it's time for this to drain out. So that will always be off. This is for hooking up a garden hose. So that's off now. This is going to power the whole system basically. So when this turns on and the main is on, water will come through the green hose, through the filter, through the pressure reducer, and then power up the 8 channels we have here. Right now I've got 7 of them off. I just want to see the water come through here, the first one when we turn it on. I'm going to hook another hose to here and run it out, so that if we need to, for whatever reason, flush this or normally what happens is when the pressure's on, the kids will walk over and turn this on to wash their hands. And don't know if that's, I just don't want all that water all over everything around here. So let's power this up first time. Here we go. Watch, hopefully we don't have a bunch of leaks. That's what we're wondering about. So now power's on there. Water's in the system. This is supposedly, I think, 10 pounds or 15 psi. You can run drip tape off of that is the idea. So what we'll end up having is 8 runs down the greenhouse, and each one will basically power either 1 or 2 100-foot drip tapes that have 6-inch emitters. So basically every 100 feet with the half gallon per hour emitters is going to emit should be 100 gallons per line per hour, or a little over a little under 2 gallons a minute per line. And so we wouldn't want to try to run all of them at once, and so that's good. Looks like we have a drip here that we'll need to solve, because I really don't want this thing dripping. And that's all stuff that we got to work out. Looks like we got a little drip here. This right here is maybe a backflow thing. I'm trying to remember what that is, but that will actually eject water as soon as I take the pressure off it, so I'll show you that. Now, we turn off the main, turn off those couple valves down there, and once we release the pressure, we're going to get water. I guess maybe we aren't. Yeah, well, there it kind of comes. So that ain't much. That'll be fine. So this is our water system. In the future, we'll be able to cut these and put in solenoid, basically an electric-based switching system, and then get everything on timers and some sort of master control unit and things like that going. A couple things is I don't know that I necessarily want the expense of that this season, and it's probably not even prohibitively expensive. I just don't have time to mess with it either. Next thing we'll do, I gotta buy a couple outlets, or find a couple. I should have them, but I don't know where they're at. And we'll work on this end of the power and get a couple of live outlets going out here, and then eventually those will power exhaust fan, louver controls, may even get a Wi-Fi router out here. So things are moving. All right, so we are devising a system for planting in the hoop house, and this is what I'm gonna try. The idea is this: we're gonna put a hole about that big, which is 4.5 inches. Then once I have that hole, I should be able to put this in there, drill up some dirt, which will fill the pan up a little bit, plant my pepper, tomato, cucumber, use the dirt back, use the pan, gently take it off the top of the plant, and dump it in if I got a bucket if we have extra. And that way, theoretically, we won't end up with a ton of dirt on top of the fabric out there. Yeah, I know, that's brilliant, isn't it? Well, maybe not. Anyways, guys, if you're gonna take your wife's baking sheet and drill a hole in it, do it quietly, I guess. Don't tell her. She'll be mad. Actually, this is probably our most junked out one we have. We've got a few other ones that are good, so this is probably gonna be okay. So anyways, I'm gonna flip it over, find center. Got a Sharpie, and then I'll set this, draw around it, and then jigsaw the hole, because I don't have a hole saw that big and I don't want to spend 20 bucks for one, but I've got a jigsaw. So let's give it a try. All right, so I measured this way and that way, got my middle on both, set the cup down visually about as centered as I could do it, drew a line around it. I can tell it's off a little bit each way, but that's fine. Drilled a couple starter holes for my jigsaw bit, and then I went and got my jigsaw, and it had the wood blade in it. And so I just wanted to show that. It's like wood blade, has the coarse teeth, metal blade, finer teeth. I've got some medium metals over there. I'm just gonna use this one, but that's the difference between metal and a wood jigsaw bit or blade. And so now I will put that in there and cut my hole. I'm gonna use the metal one, of course. All right, we're transplanting into the hoop house today. We are starting with some peppers. The peppers are going on the side because there's nothing to trellis above them, and they don't trellis anyways, and they grow shorter than the tomatoes do, so then they'll grow shorter over here next to the shorter side of the hoop house. They have about 6 feet before they're gonna hit the roof, which I don't think they will. We took a 300-foot tape measure and we pinned it down on this end. We bungeed it on the other end to keep it tight. And then we started planting. We're going 24-inch on center with the plants. And so we want to show you a little bit about the process that we're using. So here's that cookie sheet. I drilled the hole in. Now she's gonna put it on the 34 every 2 feet, so 34. And now we're gonna burn the hole. Now that the hole is burned, I don't think I can drill this with one hand, but I'm gonna try. Okay, you can do that. There's a rock down there. First one we've actually seen that on. So of course it's the one we're doing the video. So we rough up a hole like that, and then now she's going to go ahead and plant. She's putting on a little bit of this Miracle-Gro tomato fertilizer. It's like a 17, 12, 14 or something like that. Here's the peppers from the basement project you've seen before. They're pretty dry. I wonder if we should be a little wetter for this, but it's working. And she gets it in the spot like that. Now the tray will lift off over the top, hands it off to the assistant, who dumps it in the discard bucket. That way we try to minimize the amount of dirt we're getting on top of our fabric. We've got a hose out and a watering can, and then we've got a guy following along doing the initial watering. We're going to put a drip line down the side of this and try that. It should work. And then put it on the drip line system. So that's us planting. We've got I don't know, a bunch of them done. A couple more to go, and then we might try some tomatoes. All right, we are going into business here. I don't know what that means, but anyways, we've got a bunch of the jalapeno hot peppers planted. Should be 43 in the row. I think we were showing our Methador Madness in the video, so that's there. Now we've got our water hooked up to the drip tape here. The main line is going to run over here to the drip line. It's dedicated on our custom made manifold here. It's the only one that's on. The rest are not hooked up. Pressure reducer, filter, drip. Gotta bring some tools out and tighten that, and hopefully that'll be all it needs. We're all hooked into there. This is our master manifold shutoff, our master water shutoff. And so this is kind of our first go at it. We planted these last night, and then I had to go this morning. Wasn't here. And I checked in on my phone app, and the temperature was 118 out here, and these things are all looking really sad. And now I give them a little water, and they're much better off. 86 degrees, or 80.6 degrees out here right now. It's gonna get down to right around 69, 70 tonight, so I don't think I wanna roll the sides up. I'm a little concerned with any wind at this point. I'd rather they had a little bit of time to establish, but I think our setup here is gonna be okay. And I think these guys will make it. That one might not make it, but for the most part I think we're gonna be okay. This one up here, you gotta punch him back down in the ground. He's laying over. Don't know, something like that. But we'll keep after him. Try to love him along. See how we do. So that's into this. Oh, one more thing down here that is probably not working now that I see it, was the idea that I could take a couple bars of metal like this and crimp off the end. I think I need to rethink that or do something better.